Thought I was not loud enough yesterday. Technology. Gotta love it, gotta hate it. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Taking time to spend the morning with us. And here's Mr. Nick. Moment. I want to welcome all of our guests here today. I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. Correct me if I get it. We have Emily Klein from Cognia. J.D. Harden from Cognia.
Stepped out for
Jackie. He stepped out. Serena Brock, Rome City Schools. Caitlin Walker, Rome City Schools. Melissa Conway, Madison County Schools. Adrian Ivy, Madison County Schools. Megan Daskell, is it Emergis?
Yes, ma'am. Morning.
Emergis Educational Staffing. Matt Jones, Emergis Educational Staffing. Matthew Smith, Georgia Partnership for Excellence in Education. Robert Aycock from Page. Did I get your name right? Aycock. Do I get it right next time? And Dr. Claire Bach, Bug from Gases. Welcome, everyone. Did I miss anyone? Did anyone come in late? All right. Thank you for being here. At this time, we are going to go ahead and build our agenda for the day. And then we will have our inspiration from our wonderful teacher of the year, Ms. Rachel Insall. So at this time, we will start with the Budget Committee.
Good morning. All right. So I'm going to give you a list of ones to pull for a separate vote first.
Okay.
All right. Item number 2.
Okay.
Item number 30. And 2, 29, and 30 would pull for a separate vote. And on line 30, it's items number 18 and 19 inside of that.
Okay. So the rest of those will be
Correct.
on the
So
consent, it's just those two items.
item 1, 3 through 28.
Okay. All right. So item 2 separate vote, item 29 separate vote, and 18 and 19 inside of number 30. Then everything else will be on the consent agenda.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Ma'am. All right, next, Rules Committee.
Madam Chair, was that item 1 through 6 be on the consent agenda?
1 through 6. Ms. Stockwell, okay, District Flexibility and Charter School Committee.
Yes, Madam Chairman, I was navigating my way home today, so I will turn this over to Mr. Downey to build the agenda.
Here we have items 1, 2, and 3, which will go on the consent agenda. We have items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, consent agenda. Items 12 and 13, consent agenda. And then we will pull items 4 and 11 for separate vote.
4 and 11 for separate votes, 1 through 3, 5 through 10, and 12 and 13. Correct? Okay. And Mr. We have nothing from the state schools. Items for information, Ms. Nick.
Madam Chair, I make a recommendation to move the following to the consent agenda. Minutes of March 2025. March 25, 26 executive session. Minutes from the March 26 state board meeting. The individual student labor. The April 2026 personnel report. And the April 2026 legal report, with the exception of 2 legal appeals that are being pulled for a separate vote. 2026-18, 2026-24.
Okay. All right, so that is all the items on the agenda this time, so the staff will build our agenda for the day. And
Hi, Annie Gunsterbloom, GSBA, sorry I'm late.
that's quite all right, we're glad you're here. All right. This time, the staff will build our agenda, and at this time, we'll turn it over to Ms. Kinsall.
So Ben asked me to come talk to you guys about our service day, and I'm really excited to share kind of what some of the other schools have looped into that. I'm gonna start, Jason Clay made this awesome video for us, and I'm gonna play the video. He rode around with me all day on a school bus, and you should ask Jason about that experience. He promised he would always make me look good, he did, but you should ask Jason. And I'm just gonna talk over the video kind of about why we got. So this started because when I was, 5 years ago, I was teaching Warren County, and I realized that the kids were all lacking a lot of community service. So they didn't have opportunities to go out, or they weren't engaged in opportunities to go out. Community service, always my principal and play. Every kid in the whole school could go out and get the community on the same day. I'm now thinking back about that being a community. She freshman grade, she's like, how about we start with community class? So that's your kid from something third, first starter, fourth grade, the whole support class, to be honest, in the community. They're in our state color, they're working at the Humane Society, working at the food. And I just thought it was a really powerful moment because they all had to ask questions like, what do they do here anyway? Who pays for this? So it kind of shows this event that we do every year in Warren County. Well, when I was named state teacher of the year, we wanted to kind of harness that idea of service with and what we ended up doing was encouraging every school to go out into their communities on particular days, do something to serve or impact their community. We let them hear it fit the needs of their community. So, what we did in Morgan County was I kind of sent out an email like, hey, about we went to the garden third period and fourth period, we went to clean up trails at one of our local parks. But we also had other groups that were at the Humane Society, that were at the food pantry. And so I think this is something that we will continue to do every year. So hopefully it will just build on momentum. I was very encouraged this year to see the feedback from a lot of the schools that did participate and what they did. So I wanted to share that with you guys a little bit. Here's just a couple of the schools. This is just a handful to show you what they did. And Miller County sent me this graphic. They had a lot of different groups go out. You see they did a food pantry too. They also did a little cleanup project. And a lot of schools took it, like we did this in Morgan County too. We did like a school-wide thing, like we would do a school-wide drive so that every kid could participate. And then certain classes would go out and actually execute different service projects. Chattooga County raised a lot of money on a coin drive. It was close to $2,000. And they donated it to their animal shelter, and then they went to the animal shelter and volunteered. Peach County went to Camp John Hope, which is in their community, and they fixed fences, they laid out pine straw, they did some other landscaping projects there. Newton County did a lot of work with younger grades, so the high schoolers went down and read books to younger kids. They also went to their Salvation Army and sorted through donations that came into their Salvation Army. Murray County, and Murray County did a lot with the younger grades. Their elementary schools really did a good job with this. It's easier, and I know this too, it is a lot easier for me as a high school teacher to take my class out into the community and do something, to leave the school building. So we kind of had that in mind, but this group really did a good job. They went into their nursing homes and planted flowers with the residents and made cards and things like that. Jones County also did a really good job. They brought in things for their humane society. You notice that like a lot of people like dogs. Okay, that's like the fun thing to do. So they did that, but then they also, to get their kids actually doing some type of service, they took like old t-shirts and tied them into the dog toys for them, so that way there was something tangible they were doing too, instead of just bringing.
No hounds.
Sorry. Jefferson City, this one made my heart happy because when we started talking about this project, Megan, the teacher in the middle, she student taught with me probably 3 years ago. So she was a part of our sophomore serve event. And so when we started talking about our service day, she already had something planned. And so she called me and asked me if I wanted to come participate with them, and I was able to go do that. But she also did it on a Friday when the kids were out of school. And when she told me she was going to do that, I was like, there is no way those kids are going to show up for that. And they did. And I was shocked at the number of kids that showed up on a Friday, a teacher workday Friday, to do a lot of different community service projects around their community. Carroll County, I'm going to end on this one. This was a really cool one. It's a little video that goes with it too. One of the English classes was reading a story, and so this incorporated into their curriculum. But they were reading about how long or how far these women had to walk to get water in Sudan. And so they raised money to build a well in Sudan, and then on the day of the service project, they walked out their school, St. Lisbon, that these women have to walk. So I thought this was a really neat thing to be done, and a really good example of how you can incorporate a service project into your curriculum. That was really what we kind of pushed, trying to push teachers to find a way. It's not to become extra. So, like I said, I think this is something that we will continue to do for years to come. I think we will continue to make the statewide push. And just to encourage everybody. So, that's all I got. Thank you.
That, because we see all the time that families are not going to church as much, and that's where a lot of young people would have gotten that interaction to go out and do projects and to do things like that. I'm not to say that people don't do it. Do you think it's catching on the way it is? Because for a lot of people, school is that community that they used to get at church.
I definitely agree with what you're saying, because that's, unless if a kid was involved in their youth group, they had the community.
Right.
It was the kids that weren't. I don't know. I think that, I don't know if that's why it's catching on, but I do see that gap. And I think that teachers understand the importance of getting kids into the community. A lot of times it's just logistically hard.
Especially since COVID. I mean, it's a lot harder to get kids out now than it was.
But I think because we had a state push from DOE, and like DOE was saying, like, this is okay for you to take a day out of your regularly scheduled class period to do this, a lot more school systems jumped on board because we kind of gave them the okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
A little idea.
Little idea,
That's right.
making a big change.
That's right.
Rachel, would you like to lead us in the pledge this morning?
Sure. United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everyone. Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for another beautiful day you've given us. We thank you for the rain, sunshine. Lord, we just pray for all the districts and counties and areas of this state that are undergoing fire damage and issues. Lord, we just thank you for the rain. Please quench the fires that are going, destroying land and homes and just comfort them with your comfort, Lord. And Lord, we just thank you for an opportunity to be able to lead our students across the state in the area of quality education. Lord, may the teachers and administrators and all the leaders in the educational institution across the state, Lord, may they understand the importance of learning how to read and write, do mathematics. Lord, most of all, they come to your throne of grace when we come up time of need. May you bless everyone here at this meeting. And Lord, may you give us an opportunity to help someone who's around us, Lord, knowing that you are faithful and able to do all things well. I give praise and glory in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we're working on multiple floors. We've got a couple minutes here before we get our agenda back to us. Ms. Kinsall, would you just tell the board about Honey Ridge and the opportunity that they will have in June at the board meeting, and then we'll discuss a day later.
I got to go to Effingham College and Career Academy, and it just kind of came up and took a spontaneous trip over to Honey Ridge. It is amazing. So land was donated to the school system, and they have a farm. So there's a cattle herd that's being run there. There's like a show facility. Kids are able to keep livestock animals there. But I think what stood out to me about it the most was how everyone in the school system is using it, not just the ag department. So like when I was there, it was a professional learning day, and there were multiple groups of elementary teachers there for this professional learning training in the classroom area. The engineering class is partnering with Georgia Tech to do some precision ag work, monitoring rainfall. There were first grade classes who were working to plant with the nutrition system, to plant things that they were using in their lunchrooms. Fifth grade had a STEM project where they were growing pumpkins. And then of course the ag kids were using it too. But I just thought it was, when I think about having a farm at your school, I mean, I think about it being like a primary resource for the ag department and no one else really utilizing it. That's what I thought was so powerful about Honey Ridge, was the fact that the entire school system is open to them. They're doing events there, they're doing community events there. It's just a really well done facility. They have someone there who like runs it full. I mean, there's someone who runs it full time. They have like student workers who are also helping with the maintenance. So it was just a really amazing, really cool thing to see. And it's on the way to Savannah. So I thought, since the board was going down to Savannah for the conference in June and for our meeting in June, that would be a really cool opportunity for all of us to get to go out and see it too. And they said, whatever date works in our schedule, they'll make it work. So if it's Sunday on the way down, if it's Monday after the meeting. But I'd love for as many people as possible to go out and see it.
So when you get a chance, look at it online, and we'll talk it over and pick out which day is best. If we want to do it, like Ms. Kinsall said, Sunday on the way down, or Monday afternoon after our board meeting, or even those that are staying and not coming home until Wednesday morning, since it's such a long drive, we could do it Wednesday on the way out. So we will talk about that. You don't have to think about that. You can look at our schedule and we'll decide a date and get it to Ms. Kinsall and she'll let them know. It's definitely worth seeing. Definitely worth seeing. And we'll have the Air Force there on Monday in Savannah to give us a presentation. So we will have that also in Savannah. And we still do not have our agenda back yet. So do you want to go ahead?
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and do the superintendent's report.
Okay, let's see, first we have Sean Owen. I think you have a presentation for us today, so let federal programs take front and center.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Superintendent Rhodes, Board Chair, and board members for this opportunity to highlight the students and the educators that we serve. As you all know, the purpose of federal programs is to provide additional resources and supports to students, families, and educators who may face additional challenges. This includes students experiencing poverty, unhoused students, neglected and delinquent, foster students. It includes English learners and migrant students as well. And just to highlight the amazing students that we're going to be celebrating today, of the 1.7 million students in the state of Georgia, we're highlighting 35 students. The math on that works out to 0.002% of the student population. That's how incredible the students that we're highlighting today are. In addition to that, when we go next door to celebrate, the other tower to celebrate their accomplishments, we'll have around 180 adults for these 35 students. That equals out to about 5 adults per student to celebrate and recognize how amazing you all are. After the board meeting today, we'd like to invite you to join us at the other tower for our first ever 2026 statewide federal programs recognition ceremony. I've asked several of our leadership staff to come up and to talk about the awards that they're going to be presenting and the students who are going to be highlighted. So I'm going to start out with Dr. Cherry Roberts. As you know, she's the State Director of the Division for Exceptional Children. Dr. Roberts.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The IDEA Awards of Excellence has been in place for more than 30 years, recognizing over 400 students throughout its history. In the early years, the awards was presented during the State Board of Education meetings, and following the recognition, the Godot staff hosted a cake and punch reception with all students and their families. Over time, both the award and the recognition format have evolved. After 2020, the celebration shifted to a virtual format, spotlighting winners from each GLRS region. The Department of Education has had the honor of providing schools with a way to recognize their students in a variety of creative and meaningful ways during this period. Our students, who were recognized in prior years, received prestigious accolades and amazing opportunities, both in high school and upon graduation. For example, one student was accepted with a scholarship to the National Technical Institute for the Deaf. Another was recognized as a 3-time state champion for adaptive boys wheelchair shot put. We have recognized students who were accepted in the military, such as one who was assigned to the U.S. nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, the USS Maryland Gold Crew, as a top-tier commitment. Our students have been accepted to technical colleges and universities, received numerous credentials and certifications. This year, we are delighted to recognize 21 outstanding students from all GLRS regions, state schools, and state charter schools. We look forward to celebrating these students with their families and the dedicated school staff at the recognition ceremony later this morning. At this time, we plan to recognize one specific student as a representative from the group And her name is Kaylee White, but she has been delayed in arriving, so I'm just going to go ahead and read her recognition in her place. A senior at South Effingham High School, she has demonstrated perseverance, academic commitment, and leadership. And Kaylee has consistently challenged herself through a rigorous course load that includes honors AP and math and science courses, earning an impressive 3.7 GPA. We have many other awards and excellence nominees with us this morning. Okay, so thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Margaret Baker, Senior Program Manager for the ESOL Language Program.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roberts, and welcome everyone. Good morning, distinguished members of the board, and yes, glad to be here. Each year in Georgia, about 9% of our kindergarten through grade 12 students enter our schools speaking a language other than English, or in addition to English. Georgia's English, for speakers of other languages are called ESOL program, supports English learner students as they develop strong English language skills that open doors to academic success and future opportunities. Over the past 10 years, the Georgia Department of Education has recognized 389 exemplary English learner high school seniors and 377 exemplary ESOL teachers for their dedication, achievement, and impact on students. This year alone, 57 students and 59 ESOL teachers have received certificates of recognition signed by Superintendent Woods. All are being honored by their local school systems this next month. The 226 honorees represent 15 home languages, 16 countries, and 2 to 3 years of enrollment in U.S. schools. In today's ceremony, we will recognize 9 of the 2026 exemplary English learners in person. We're so excited about that. But I'm excited to introduce to you Bricia Cruz Pachuca of Rome High School in Rome City Schools, standing for all 57 exemplary English learner students. Bricia is fluent in both Spanish and English and is currently learning French. She is a first-generation college-bound student whose resilience and leadership inspires many in her school and community. As today's honorees remind us, learning more than one language doesn't limit potential. It enhances it and expands it. Thank you, Bricia. We're excited, and join us at 11 o'clock, and we will be handing out our certificates of recognition. Thank you. Now we will hear from Margarita Munoz, Senior Program Manager for the Education of Migratory Children.
Thank you, Dr. Baker. The Georgia Migrant Student of the Year Award dates back to 2011 and has recognized about 15 migrant students. The purpose of the Migrant Student of the Year is to highlight the academic achievement of graduating seniors in the MEP. Each regional office in the MEP identifies 2 top students based on the highest GPA on the most recent transcript, which is generally during the spring semester. These 4 applicants are submitted, and there is a Migrant Student of the Year winner. First runner-up, second runner-up, and third runner-up, who are recognized in a ceremony, like today's ceremony. The 2026 Migrant Student of the Year this year is Derek Huang. Derek is a high school senior from Madison County High Schools. He will be attending the Georgia Institute of Technology as a business administration major. After moving to Georgia in 2024, Derek helped his family with their farm. He had to adjust to a new school, teachers, and community. One of his proudest accomplishments is building strong relationships at Madison County High School and becoming part of a supportive community. Congratulations, Derek. Next, we will have Eric Magee, Senior Program Manager of the Grants Units, Foster Care Education, McKinney-Benton, and Neglected and Delinquent Programs. Thank you.
Thank you. The program I wanted to recognize today is the McKinney-Vento program. This program is designed to support children who are experiencing homelessness, and it is a program that removes barriers to full participation in school and school-related activities. So we know that our children face many barriers, significant barriers, and the McKinney-Vento program provides a framework where they can be integrated into school and make sure that they have the supports needed for them and their families. Even with this support in place, it takes significant resilience for our children to achieve and thrive in school. So each year we've been recognizing both the Student of the Year who exemplifies excellence and resilience, and also the McKinney-Vento Liaison of the Year who goes beyond to remove barriers to full participation in school. So you might know that every district has to have a liaison for McKinney-Vento, and these folks have to overcome a lot and also connect with the community to surround kids with resources. So we're honored this year to recognize a student and a liaison for the first time ever coming from the same county. So Colquitt County's liaison and the student both won the Student of the Year and the Liaison of the Year. In addition to that, we have two exceptional McKinney-Vento scholars who have received national recognition and received scholarships from the Schoolhouse Connection Youth Leadership and Scholarship Program. This program provides peer support, leadership opportunities for kids to not only get into school, but to succeed and complete college education. This program, those scholars were invited to Washington, D.C. and got to meet each other and meet people from around the nation so they can form that peer group. And they'll be with us this afternoon to receive recognition from us. And so today we celebrate not only achievement, but resilience, determination, and an unwavering belief that every student can succeed if they have the opportunity.
So to wrap up, I'm hoping that all the board members will also be able to join us today. The largest category that we have this year is actually students with disabilities. As you heard, the number 21 and the 35 students that we're going to be recognizing are students with disabilities, and there will be a student, family members, and district support from each of your congressional districts. So again, I'm hoping that you'll be able to join us. Thank you again for the opportunity to highlight the amazing work of the students and educators that we serve in the Office of Federal Programs, and we appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean, and again to all our staff again for work. If you've never seen a federal programs conference, that is a massive undertaking. Federal programs touches a great deal of our kids throughout the state of Georgia, and you can see the diversity, and what we've just shown today is just a tip of the iceberg as far as what that looks at. But Madam Chair, again, I think just a couple of things on my end to throw this out. What we do know is that coming into starting tomorrow, that is Teacher Appreciation Month for the state of Georgia. I cannot say it enough about the educators throughout the state of Georgia, what they mean to us. Without them, this does not take place. The recognitions that you see, the basis behind that definitely is our educators. This year's theme, is the roots of our success. And, I think Rachel will probably appreciate this a little bit with this, that as you think about roots, again, the plants and things of what you look at, that the root system is something you do not see on the top of the ground. It is underneath the ground, but it is vital to the life of any plant. Without a root system, an effective root system, that plant will not nourish, it will not bloom, it would, like I said, if anything gets diseased into it, it is transferred up. And I think we can think of really the plants or what you see above the surface as being our kids. But that support system, the roots, is our teachers, our educators throughout the state, our support staff as well. Because they really play a vital function in many ways. I think one of the things you look at as far as, what the roots do is that, they prevent erosion. They add stability. That when I would say the storms of life come, they make sure that that plant in our ground is not eroded, it is not washed away. That is what we do for our students. Because I think all of us know, and what we've seen, especially coming, from the pandemic moving forward, our kids face a lot of trials and tribulations. The things that we face in the state of Georgia, we look at, still a high poverty rate. And I assure you, what happens at home does not stay at home. And this, again, is so key to what we're looking at, whether it's poverty, whether it's, insecurity within our families, whether it's food, insecurity in our families. Thinking about what our kids face on social media today. Again, something that I did not have to worry about growing up. The world, and I was not, on display all the time. And these are things we look at that when our kids come to our schools, teachers and our educators, our staff provide that sense of security. They prevent them from being washed away, taken downstream, never to bloom and never to have that opportunity to do so. And we provide them, we think about, again, the role of roots. They provide that nourishment. Everything comes up, the nutrients and things that they have to have, that the plant needs to survive and thrive, is coming from that root system. That's what teachers do. We provide our young people with the nutrients for success. Thinking about whether it's the content, positive relationships, extracurricular activities. When you talk about extracurricular activities, you're talking about extra that our teachers and staff have to do. You think about our bus drivers who wake up every morning, making sure our kids get their safety. Our cafeteria workers, they provide, that incentive, to come out and make sure our kids are fed. They have to get up early in the morning to make that. Kind of reminds me of, the time to make the donuts. Our staff gets up early to make that happen. And so this is how it's vital. We talk about the roots of our success. It's not the people that are in the front. Just like for myself here, I may be the face of the DOE, but it is the unsung heroes of the staff that's getting the work done. They're the reason that we are successful. Again, we may have a superintendent, we may have principals and things of that nature, but I assure you, it's the people that are below the surface, teachers and educators, that are the vital part to make this happen. Now, for us in leadership, what is our role? Our role is to make sure we nurture those roots. We allow them to be successful. And that's our proper role. We're kind of the caretakers, the tenders. We make sure that we give our teachers the ability, to do the job. That means we have to fertilize. We have to sometimes turn that ground. We have to make sure that there's no disease that gets into the root system. Because if such a thing happens, then we know that plant's going to die. So that's why as we begin Teacher Appreciation Month, we want to make sure that we celebrate our teachers. A few things that we have as far as opportunities come May 5th, again, to members of the board. If you're up here in Atlanta, or perhaps throughout the state, we have Educator Signing Day. So this is something as we look at trying to, in essence, begin the root system for our future teachers. Okay, this is important. We want to make sure that they start off strong. So we'll be up at the College Football Hall of Fame for a couple of events on Tuesday. I think that Monday night we actually have kind of a tailgate celebration. So we appreciate the partnerships that we have. So you have that. We also have various satellite signing dates. I think that information has been provided. So we're going to give you that opportunity. But also we're doing a few things throughout the state just to recognize our teachers and educators. One of the things that we're launching, today, and I said, sometimes it doesn't take just a little act of kindness, a little act of recognition, for teachers. We don't necessarily ask a lot, but sometimes there are certain things we can do, and that's why, we're launching today, and sending out to our districts. We'd like to have, Jeans Month for the entire state of Georgia. Allowing our teachers to perhaps dress down a little bit, relax a little bit, especially as we get past testing, so to our districts, we hope we encourage it. And that goes to our staff as well. Like I said, this is a family affair. And we understand there are some days that we may not necessarily need to come in jeans, graduations and things of that nature. So, be flexible, but hopefully it'll be something that we can, unite behind the state. Like I said, Rachel and her day of service. Well, let's have a day of relaxation for our teachers and educators throughout the state as we look at that. And so, to our teachers, I want to say thank you again for what you do. That was a privilege that I had for 14 years in the classroom. A place that is very fun. And that's where I got my training with that. And I would say if I did not have the support from individuals, like I said, the root system that I was able to develop and was attached to me, would not have given me the success, allow me to thrive as I did, because there were a lot of individuals, especially as a new teacher, when I thought I knew everything. I found out on day one, I didn't know as near as much as I thought I did. But that's where, I had some individuals, whether it's my administration, whether it's my teacher, Ms. Roberts, who taught across the hall, they helped that. Again, that allowed me as department chair to work with my district, work with my staff to make sure that I, supported them. So again, to our teachers throughout the state of Georgia, I want to say thank you. Without you, this does not happen. Unfortunately, I said you don't get the recognition you deserve. We don't get into this job for recognition. We don't get it in for fame. We definitely don't get it in for the multi-million-dollar contract, things. But we do it for our kids. And again, I can guarantee you that every kid that you had, and again, I would say student, maybe not kid, you're kind of grown up now. But for everyone here, I can assure you, there was a teacher that cared, allowed that support, and allowed that success to happen. So again, thank you again, Madam Chair. This will end my report today. And again, we encourage you to celebrate your teachers as you have a chance, your support staff, to say thank you, because it goes a long way. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot, but a little bit of acknowledgement goes a long way for us in the teaching profession. So thank you very much.
It's amazing how exciting these days are at school. And they are. And if one gets canceled for some reason because someone's coming to visit, it's like.
You become a wear naughty list.
You do. Okay, at this time, board, you should have a copy of the updated agenda before you take a moment to look it over. And then I'll need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second by Mr. Griffin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now I need a motion to approve the items that are on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Ms. Kennemore?
Second.
Mr. Ellis, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now to the items that were pulled for a separate vote. Ms. Petty? Yes.
May I ask for each individual named in the vote, make sure that it's accurately counted?
In the separate votes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I'll call each name for the vote.
Got it.
Because you will get on the budget items and all of them, all the ones that we pulled, budget items included. You won't visit the district and the appeal?
District and
District and
and
appeal.
also the budget item.
You do want to, okay. All right. All of them, got it. All right. So, on budget. Simply just went black. Okay. Budget item number 1, the contract renewal, Georgia Kindergarten Inventory of Developing Skills, G-Kids 2.0. Paul will call for an individual vote. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Madam Chair,
yes.
point of order has not been motioned and seconded.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Sorry. Not, keep me straight, Matt.
Chair, I'd like to offer a motion this time to accept the recommendation for item AA under budget.
There you go. Second by Mr. Griffin. And now this. Yeah, yeah, any discussion? All right. We'll start again. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Moore,
Yes.
Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Valadares is not available today. Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
myself, yes. Number 1, approved. Item number 2, the contract renewal, Board of Regents, K through 12 network. I would need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Downey, second by Ms. Kendamore. Any discussion on item number 2? Seeing none. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kendamore,
Yes.
Ms. Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Item number 2 is approved. Item number 3, the 2 items that were pulled. First item, Board of Regents, University System of Georgia, FY 26.
So moved.
Zoller,
Second.
second by Mr. Ellis. Any discussion on this item? Okay. Individual votes, Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin, Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kendamore,
Yes.
Ms. Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Item number 1. Second item, Board of Regents, University System of Georgia, FY 27.
So moved.
First by Mr. Ellis, second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion on this item? Okay. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin, Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kendamore,
Yes.
Ms. Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Item number 2 under the budget has been approved. We'll now move to the district flexibility and charter school committee items that were pulled for separate votes. Item number 1, charter system renewal for Calhoun City Schools. I have a motion.
So moved.
Mr.
To
Downey?
accept the recommendation as presented.
Okay. Second by Ms. Fennel. Okay, individual votes.
Discussion.
Any discussion, sorry. All right, Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnamore,
Yes.
Ms. Stockwell,
No.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Valdez is absent, Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove,
Yes.
Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
myself, yes. So motion carries with one no from Ms. Stockwell. And the second item, charter system renewal, Liberty County Schools.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Zoller, second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion?
Just want to make sure that the record reflects, there are some serious concerns, as that is one of my districts. You agree that the data that was provided for us does have some serious concerns. New leadership is in place, and we hope that they will be able to put in some good frameworks to help them improve. But we do have some serious concerns, and I really would like the advisory committee from the charter school group to really take some, an opportunity to look into what they could do to help them or put in some parameters to ensure that the next time they come up for renewal, that they have had some improvement or don't bring a recommendation for us.
And we can ask for updates for them. We have done that before on a quarterly basis. We might not want to do quarterly for them, but if we wanted to do a 6 months and a 12 months, or if we wanted to do a yearly at the end
At
of.
least a yearly.
At least a yearly.
And we wouldn't have to amend this to ask for that, right? We can just ask for that? Or should we amend it to do that?
Taylor, do we have to ask? We can just ask for that.
We can just ask for it, okay.
We would like a yearly.
Because there are a lot of concerns.
Yes. So
But I also understand that what, it's called District and Flexibility Committee, you know what I mean? And these are the opportunities to give that kind of flexibility from time to time with parameters around it. And I agree with you, Mr. Ellison, and you are the expert in this area because it's in your area, but I agree with you that get some kind of update, because the key here, I know we have a separate committee for accountability, but you gotta have accountability too. And so, thank you.
Chair, if I could.
Yes.
Again, this is just the board. We're looking at yearly. This is something that we look and move forward for Liberty County. Would you prefer something as far as looking at the beginning of the school year? Again, trying to say, what is your plan to address the concerns that was expressed? And
And at the end of the
Yeah,
school
at the
year,
end of the
maybe,
school year.
Yes.
So
I think that's a great idea.
Just to let, and let them know so that,
So we can
we
match side by
we
side.
can see progress being made.
Yes, that would be appropriate.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Matt Donaldson here. I echo Nick's concerns. I've been giving this a lot of thought since yesterday, and I am really concerned about their absenteeism data. Very concerning to me, and that's why I can't vote for it on a 3-year. So, just concerned. So I hope that they can make some changes and make some improvements. So thank you.
You, Stockwell.
I'd just like to say again, the concept of a charter system is the state agrees to give flexibility from rules and laws and in exchange, they offer improvement. That's not a in perpetuity thing. So I just would just like to remind everybody again of the deal that was made when we had charter systems. So, anybody can do what they can do, but there is a, you can't, that contract was made. It is a contract. And both sides have to live up to it.
But the contract can be nullified if we don't.
Well, you're looking at every 5
Yes.
years.
Well, there's a 3-year, but there's a 3-year.
This is for 3 years.
It's for 3 years. But if they not meeting, we can change that. Yes, ma'am.
Just want to express that I agree with Mr. Ellis as well, and also Ms. Stockwell. Looking at the data and all that we've been shown, especially the absentee categories for the absenteeism, it is very concerning.
Yes.
And, I'm not, not really sure about voting yes on this one with that in mind. But I do want to make sure that, there's accountability and that we keep a close eye. So, Mr. Woods, I appreciate you recommending that. And I really want to make sure that that is something that's in our forefront as we go forward, because this is going to affect, a lot of, students that are in that district. And that is very concerning.
And I think would be helpful too to have like, as we send out information and it comes up time for these kinds of accountability reports, you just get a reminder that they're coming up, that to be looking for them and that kind of thing. And that's one thing we've tried to do is have more information for y'all related to district and flexibility earlier so that you can have it to look at in more time. So anything y'all need, please, reach out to staff, reach out to me, and we'll try to make sure that that happens.
One last thing, it would have been helpful in this particular scenario and with the others, if we had, some working paper, some memo, something from the Charter Advisory Committee. We have a letter that simply says they unanimously recommend that we approve this. And quite frankly, this letter says for a 5-year term. I would like to see, I'm assuming, it is dangerous to assume, but my assumption would be some of these questions that we have raised in this public forum were addressed during the application process for this renewal. We have no idea based on this information here. But we could have, I don't care, a one-page memo of some of these, what we might consider glaring issues with some of these applications. If we could see how the committee felt about it and how they got to the point of a unanimous recommendation to the board to approve, that would be most helpful.
Okay. Any other discussion?
And then I would just ask this, I think it is important, I think we'll actually work to provide you with what waivers are actually being provided to this district. I think some, as you look, if you have, excessive or allowing class size, maybe class size doesn't need to be waived, you need smaller classes. So it will give you an option where, again, as you look through the whole menu of what is being requested by a district, but I think looking at some of the metrics that perhaps are being waived, but they may have more of a direct impact on instruction. So it may be not necessarily something that as you think about moving forward, is it the whole menu that needs to be removed? Because I think there are some areas that are operationally address that, but some things definitely are, presented where it does have an impact on the classroom. I would say probably anytime you waive classroom size and have increased classroom, that may or may not be the best thing for our students and staff. So we'll work to provide that bit of information as well. You may or may not definitely know what is actually being waived or has been waived at their request.
I agree. Yeah. Just in general, for all of these, we could use a lot more in-depth information and farther ahead of time.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? Going to vote? All right. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kennemore,
No.
Ms. Stockwell,
No.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
No.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
me, yes. So 3 no's, so the motion carries. And if you will, and your staff, make sure that we get the first of the year, what we need. And then we can see at the end of the year.
If they met the goal.
Again, August board meeting, is that acceptable?
Yes.
Dr. Taylor, if you may reach out to Liberty, let them know. We expect an overview of their plan to address some of the concerns at the August board meeting.
Okay. Thank you. And on to legal appeals.
All right, so the first one here, it's recommended that the State Board of Education affirm in part and reverse in part the decision of the local board in the case number of 2026-18.
Motion,
So moved.
Mr. Moore, second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion? Okay. Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnamore,
Yes.
Ms. Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove, Mr. Donaldson,
Yes.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
myself, yes. Okay, so number one is approved. Item number two,
It is recommended that the State Board of Education affirm the decision of the local board in case number 2026-24.
motion. Ms. Fennel, second by Ms. Dove. Any discussion? Vote, Mr. Ellis,
Same?
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnamore,
Yes.
Stockwell,
Yes.
Mr. Benton,
Yes.
Mr. Downey,
Yes.
Ms. Zoller,
Yes.
Ms. Dove,
Yeah.
Mr. Donaldson,
No.
Ms. Fennel,
Yes.
myself, yes. Okay, the motion carries, is approved. Right. Here are all of the items that were pulled for separate votes. So is anything else for the good of the board this morning in our meeting? I'll be reaching out to you about Honey Ridge to see what is going to work best. We are meeting in Savannah, GSBA. I think that'll be a good time. And we will not be meeting in July and in August. We will be at Cave Spring. We'll learn how to do sign language. Anything
Is
else?
that a one-day meeting?
Pardon?
The one in August?
It is a two-day
It
meeting.
is a two-day.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Cave Springs, I'm sorry, that's not ringing a bell.
Cave Spring is Atlanta area, or excuse me. It's
Oh,
North Rome.
okay, sorry about that. Just Cave
Same.
Springs did not register.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna ask for some clarification on the meeting in June at Savannah. Is that one day?
2 days.
We'll be meeting Monday and Tuesday.
Yes. We will have probably a agenda close to what this month's was. Any more?
Yes, I wanted to just remind everybody about the graduation dates that are coming up at the School for the Deaf on the 16th of May. And the AASD on the 16th of May. And on the 19th of May, it will be School for the Deaf up in Case. Then on the May 22nd, it will be the Academy for the Blind in Macon. And again, please do so.
I think I can be able to attend all three this year.
This is my first time, and I'll be able to attend all three. And we are the board for these state schools, so it's important for us to try to be there.
Anything else for the good of the board?
Mr. Mark, just want to say that you attend DSBA this summer. This is their 75th year anniversary.
Okay.
So we want to certainly thank them for allowing us to host our meeting there, but also we want to join them in celebrating the work that they do around the state to provide our boards with quality training.
They have been very gracious. Every request we've made, they've met. So they've been very gracious in allowing us to invade their 75th anniversary. Anything else for the good of the board? Not? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Kinnamore, second by Mr. Griffin. All in favor?
Ah.
Any opposed? All right.